qualifying. Qualifying is not mandatory, and it is a one-lap qualifier.
Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for FND Racing Friday Night at Michigan International Speedway. I am Atlee @ManWees, and I'll be your broadcaster for tonight's race, featuring the 87 cars and the exciting drivers from FND Racing. Now, FND Racing is one of the oldest online racing simulation groups of any racing game / simulation. Their roots go back to Sierra Papyrus's NASCAR 4, which debuted 10 days before Dale Earnhardt's death, all the way back in 2001. That proves that it is one of the oldest online racing simulation groups. The core of the group can be traced back to the Golem 38, which were 104-lap races that Monty Noyes hosted. They then migrated to NASCAR 2002 and NASCAR 2003 before jumping to their current location at iRacing. They are not a league, although they have done the league thing before, so nobody's fighting for points, prize money, or anything along those lines. They're just a group of guys who share the same passion of heart-pumping, white-knuckle, super speedway racing, and while they do have a team within the group, they will work with those who race with them win in other races. So if you're looking for great side-by-side racing, then check FND Racing out. And their rooms are open, and unless you prove to be a bonehead, you're welcome to race with us, which is true. The rooms are open, so if you want to participate in the action on Tuesdays and Fridays, feel free to do so as long as you don't wreak havoc. The broadcast tonight is brought to you by the sponsors of Atlee Weiss Racing, Premier Heating and Air Services, Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina, Dayton Weiss State Farm, Go To Property Services, Smith Wraps and Graphics, Damon's Lawn Service and Landscaping, Motivated Auto Sales, Bobby's Auto Service Center, and Amsoil East Coast Synthetics. So thank you to the following sponsors for their support, and you could support local businesses by supporting some of those local businesses. A lot of them have Facebook pages. From there you can get further information. So check a lot of those businesses out. Now, we did not broadcast Tuesday night's race, but we still have the finishing results. Josh Hall was the last one to take tires and ended up beating the field by 7.5 seconds. It was his first F&D win for 2020. Randy Perdue took second, and Joe Della Vecchia finished third. It was a fun race, and there was only 3 cautions. There were some green flag pit stops as well. Tire strategy was the biggest key. There were only 9 guys that started the race, but there was some good racing throughout the field. Joe Della Vecchia took the pole with a 28.857 and also had the fastest lap of the race with a 29.003. The race saw 9 lead changes among 5 different drivers, with Joe Della Vecchia leading with 37 laps led, Josh Hall led 29 laps, and Jason Yacht led 20. Rob Malone led with the most incident points with 16, as he kept pounding the wall between 3 and 4, and he was determined to knock it down. Tonight's format's going to be a 1-lap qualifier and an 80-lap race, a little bit different than the normal 75. 2 resets to use wisely, 65% fuel, and with the new tire set limits, these drivers now will have 3 sets of tires. Now, the track that we are racing at tonight is Michigan, designed by Charles Moneypenny, the same architect who created Daytona International Speedway, and located in the Irish Hills vacation area of the central part of the state. Michigan International Speedway is best known for the awesome speeds and competitive racing spawned by its broad racing surface and 73-foot wide, 18-degree banked turns. Michigan's width and steep banking ensure there's always more than one racing groove, and the fact that MIS is a non-restrictor plate track means NASCAR drivers have more than enough power to make a challenge out of the turns at both ends of the track. Today, Michigan regularly vies with Daytona, Talladega, and Texas as NASCAR's fastest speedway. The track also has 1.9-mile interior road course that has challenged professional and amateur racers through the years. It's no wonder some of stock car racing's most legendary drivers have thrived on the banks of MIS since Cale Yarborough defeated Leroy Yarborough in the inaugural NASCAR race there in 1969. Richard Petty and David Pearson, Bobby and Davey Allison, Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jr., Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson have all since added their names to the roll call of MIS winners, one that also includes names like Mario Andretti, AJ Foyt, Al Unser, Rick Mears, Alex Zanardi, Tony Kanaan, and Sam Hornish from the days when IndyCar raced in the Irish Hills, not to mention Trans Am winners Pernelli Jones and Mark Donohue. From Allison to Yarborough and Gordon to Petty, the world's greatest race drivers have been coming to Michigan International Speedway to test their mettle for more than 40 years, and the fans have followed by the hundreds and thousands, and it's exciting to be racing here. We've seen Michigan before in the Route 66 Summer Speedway Series, so a few of these FND drivers are familiar with it. We also have some newer drivers that have not participated in any FND races that are joining us tonight. First driver on the board is Clinton Sear with a 41.202, but he's just been topped by Joe Della who set a scorching time of 40.760. Got still Luke Gray on the track, Dave Swindell and Dale Robinson still awaiting to set a time, but Joe Della with fast time. Got Dale Robinson, he's going by the finishing line. And Dale Robinson is your new pole sitter, setting a time of 40.744. Brian Sabari is now on the track as well. Luke Gray, here he is. He's slowing down on the track. He was in the third position, also breaking in to the 40s. Robert David Ballantyne, he's now pulling off the track now, trying to set some fast times as well. Looks like he's already in the 7th position, setting a time of 41.936. Even if you do set a qualifying time, I believe you can still stay out on the track. It's just, it won't count the times, just to get you a little bit more extra practice. So cool to have these 87 cars here. They're so exciting. Since Season 3, it's been amazing that iRacing added them at the start of Season 3, along with many other features. And they go perfectly well also with the addition of North Wilkesboro. You're seeing a lot of great retro paint schemes. Like, for example, Robert David Ballantyne. He's got like the Jeremy Mayfield, Jonathan Ross, the old Wrangler. I'm not sure about that number 8 Yorkville. I know number 8 was the Snickers car. One minute left. Still Dude Conrad, Jonathan Ross, Josh Hall, they're on the track right now. They've only got 1 minute to do, so I think they have enough time to at least put one, because this is only a one-lap qualifier, and it's not mandatory, so there's still a lot of drivers that won't be setting times since it is not mandatory. Watching Jonathan Ross, he's going to be the first on the board out of those 3. We're see Jonathan Ross is in 4th. He almost broke into the 40s. Here's Josh Hall. He's getting on the straightaway. I'm not sure if he's going to put a time on the board. He just joined during qualifying. And that is it for qualifying. We're now gridding for the starting race here. So we're going to be showing the grid starting on the pole, setting a scorching time of 40.744. It's the number 5 of Dale Robertson. Starting second is the number 052 of Joe Della Vecchia.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to
Here's
FND
Ron
Friday
Malone
Night
with the
Race,
driver's
the
meeting.
87s at Michigan. Our format for tonight will be 80 laps, 65% fuel. You will have 2 resets tonight, and you will have 3 extra sets of tires. Cautions are on. We don't do the lucky dog here, but we do give wave bys. Race leader starts and restarts on green and green only. There's no change in lanes until you pass the start-finish line, and there's no 3 wide until we get on the back stretch. Black flags are cleared under caution only. Any black flag that is cleared will also receive an EOL, so just keep that in mind. Also, the iRacing Sporting Code is in effect at all times. This is Michigan. There's going to be some things that happen. Let's just get back to racing, and everything will be okay. If you get involved in a caution and you can't keep up the speed to get back to pit road, let us know so we can give you an EOL and allow those behind you to get around and get into pit road if that's what they need. Other than that, race hard, race clean, and I hope to see everybody at the end. Good luck. Thanks for coming out. Nice job, front row.
Again, the front row is Dale Robinson, Joe Della Vecchia. Continuing on, we're going to do the top 10. Third is the number 29.
You guys are welcome.
Starting
I
third is
just
the
put
number
up the
29 of
room. You
Luke
guys
Gray.
are the ones that
Starting
make the
fourth
race.
is the number 28 of Jonathan Ross. Starting in the 5th position is the number 25 of Clinton Sear. Starting 6th is the number 83 of Ron Malone. 7th is the number 17 of Brian Siberry. 8th is the number 131 of Brandon Herndon. 9th is the number 70 of Robert David Ballantyne. And 10th, starting 10th, is the number 1 of Dave Swindell. That's your top 10. There's still a lot more drivers that are also participating. And green flag is out here at Talladega Super Speedway. We've got the leader, number 5 of Dale Robinson. He jumps off to an early lead. The others are getting grouped up with each other. Here's a pass for the 4th position. We got Clinton Sear trying to get by the number 28 of Jonathan Ross, and now he pulls in for that 4th position. Number 17, he's making a pass right now for the 5th position, or he was trying. Here's a pass for 4th. We got Clinton Sear. He's making his way under Joe Della Vecchia. And the first lap of racing has been completed here at Michigan International Speedway. And that was a pretty eventful restart. Dale Robinson jumps out to an early lead. And he's gotten himself pretty separated from the others. But we've got the back portion of these drivers. This is big. Here comes the number 55 of Clinton Sear going for that 3rd position under Joe Della Vecchia. He right now is on the quarter. And looks like Joe Della Vecchia has cleared Clinton Sear for the most part. If he can get another good run, we might see him come back. Michigan is a lot like Super Speedway racing. We're not seeing any drafting lines or anything like we'd see at Talladega or Daytona, but still You sometimes side draft to try to get around other drivers. What's up, Avery? Fast 34, thank you for watching the stream. Look at that. He's gotten up to a 4/10 lead right now. That's Dale Robertson, but looks like maybe Luke Gray might be gaining a little bit on him. He gained about 300ths there that previous lap. There we go. He gained another 10th. So we might see Luke Gray in the draft catch up to Dale Robinson. But before that happens, here comes Joe Della Vecchia. He's trying to make a move for that second position under Luke Gray. Joe Della Vecchia started on the front row. He fell back down to the third position. Now he's trying to get back there where he started, but looks like the 29 of Luke Gray in that Sinclair machine, he clears him. As I say that, Clinton Sear is getting under him for the third position. That's Joe Della Vecchia, and Clinton Sears on the bottom. He's currently on the quarter panel. Joe Della Vecchia with the nose still, but I think Clinton Sear now has the nose over Joe Della Vecchia going into the front straightaway. And here's also Jonathan Ross. If anything goes wrong between these two, Jonathan Ross is also going to maybe try to swoop in for the fourth or third position as well. Here he comes. He's going for that fourth position under Clinton Sear. Here it is, that 28 of John Ross in that Wrangler machine. Looking exactly like Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s car. It's so cool that there's so many great retro paint schemes. Like, for example, Dale Robinson in first has got the Terry Labonte. Here's Joe Della Vecchia. He's making the outside work. He's competing for that second position with Luke Gray. We've seen the outside be successful. He's right now in the quarter of Luke. But looks like Luke Gray has cleared him now. Clinton Sear also getting into that mix. He still has not been able to get by Joe Della Vecchia for that third position. Here's Joe Della Vecchia under Luke Gray again. He's going to try to get him in turns 3 and 4. He's got the nose over Luke Gray. And he's cleared him. Here comes Clinton Sear along with Joe Della Vecchia. And looks like they're 3 wide between the 29, 28, and 55 car. And here they go under Joe Della Vecchia as well. The 28 car, he got very loose. Oh, and the 55 and 29 make contact. Caution is out. We're going to get the slow motion chopper cam. 3 wide sometimes can be a recipe for disaster, as they were all trying to get under Joe Della Vecchia at one time. But mainly watch the 55 and the 29. It all starts off within that turn. The 28 car gets loose. Yeah. And the 55 pulls up, makes contact in the rear quarter panel of that 29 car. And they just both spin. 29 makes contact with the wall. The 17, all the other drivers go below. They seem to get by him. And after all is said and done, Dale Robinson in that number 5, Kellogg's Cornflakes.
What was that, Doug?
Chevrolet Monte Carlo currently remains in the lead here. Dude Conrad and Brian Sibery, both of them have just manually disconnected. They only completed 8 laps. Looks like the 29 of Luke Gray currently is getting the wave around. For some reason, it's putting him as the leader. Something's wrong. He's pulled down on the apron. He's got a lot of left rear damage by that tire. And he's just stopped completely on the track. Looks like he's got his car back going now. As that now puts Dale Robertson, as the new leader. Looks like the top two is back again, the front row that we started with. Still says, though, that Luke Gray is the leader on there, but on the actual timing screen, Dale Robertson is in the lead. Right now, though, we are going to take this time to thank the Atlee Weiss Racing sponsor of the race, and that is Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina. Now, Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina is a family-owned and operated restaurant featuring authentic Mexican dishes, many of them beloved recipes handed down through relatives from Mexico, featuring fresh ingredients, the highest quality of meats, great cocktails, craft beers, and a festive, family-friendly atmosphere. We invite you to visit Juan's in Newport News, Hampton, and Gloucester for the finest Mexican food in the region. And right now, you can get all of your favorites by pickup and delivery. For more information, visit their website, juanscafeandcantina.com, and get some great food from the Juan and only. Thank you to Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina for their support. And thanks to their support, why don't you give them some support? Visit their website. I believe they also have a Facebook page as well. Great food. Front row, Dale Robinson and Joe Delavecchia, a little bit of a deja vu from the original restart of this race. And green flag is back out here at Michigan International Speedway. Right away, Dale Robinson takes the lead. We got Brandon Herndon drawn. Looks like he's battling with Josh Hall. Where did he come from? He's in the third position. I just now realized that he started in the back because he didn't set a qualifying time. I just now realized here he is in the third position. He clears the 131. Ooh, the 20 car. Oh, the 28. He got very close to the 20 car. He goes through the grass. Caution has not yet come out yet. Here comes Josh Hall. He's got a fast car. He's making his way under Joe Delavecchia for that second position. And the Rusty Wallace throwback.
Good job.
He's on the quarter, but looks like Joe Delavecchia clears him. Still, though, Josh Hall has the faster car. Oh, but whoa, he's scraping the wall. Something happened to that 27 Kodiak car, and the cars fly by him. I'm not sure what happened there. We got the 131 of Brandon Herndon trying to make his way around Trey Ryan for that third position. Both of them running great throwbacks as well. One to Bill Elliott and one to Tim Richmond. Yeah, the 131 looks high. Can he try to do it in turns 1 and 2? Got a little bit loose. People are getting very loose in turns 1 and 2. He's right now on the quarter. But now the 20 clears him, Trey Ryan, and he's starting to increase the gap over that 131 car. Oh, caution's out.
Dude left.
So you got the 36 car of Art Peck. He tags the wall. And here's a driver. He fell down the rankings even though he was in third. Josh Hall gets hit right in the rear quarter panel. And then he just goes right out, right into the outside wall. Disappointing there for Art Peck. And same to Josh Hall. Luckily, 2 resets. I don't think either of them have been involved in a wreck yet. I know Josh Hall, during that green flag stint, he was in third, but he ended up moving up and tagging the wall. Looks Dale Robertson, who was the leader, has manually disconnected. Wait. Wow, so the leader has now manually disconnected. Josh Hall is on pit road. Brandon Herndon, who is in the second position, he pulls on the pit road. 388 of Douglas R. Johnson. He goes down. 83 of Ron Malone and the 36 of Art Peck all go down pit road to get some adjustments, maybe get some damage fixed, some Sunoco Fuel Goodyear tires. As we're now lap number 17 out of 80 have been completed, and we've just had our second caution of the day here at Michigan International Speedway. We started with 15 and we're now narrowed down to 11. If you're wondering, you can't already see in the bottom right corner, you're wondering what this program is, it's iRacing.com, and it is fantastic for any racing fan. If you or anyone you know, if they're a racing fan, definitely recommend getting it. It's like a $15 monthly subscription, but it's totally worth it. You get over 80 plus cars, 80 plus tracks. You can race, practice, test, spot for a buddy, race with your friends. Perfect way to connect during times like these. Recommend getting iRacing. Looks like front row Joe Della Vecchia has chosen the high side, so that now puts Robert David Ballantyne on the bottom, I believe. Then it's Clinton Sear, Luke Gray, Dave Swindell, Jonathan Ross, Douglas R. Johnson, Brandon Herndon, Art Peck, Josh Hall, Ron Malone. Speaking of Josh Hall now has manually disconnected after getting in that accident that put out the caution. But we're now awaiting the pace truck to pull in. Now pace truck does pull in front row. Robert David Ballantyne and Joe Della Vecchia. Let's see what happens here. Green flag is back out at Michigan International Speedway, and they are neck and neck going past the start-finish line. Looks like the 70 of Robert David Ballantyne with the nose, and Robert David Ballantyne has cleared that number 052 machine. Here comes Clinton Sear in the number 55 trying to make a move for the second position. He right now is on the quarter. He's equal. And Clinton Sear clears Joe Della Vecchia, but he wants more. He's trying to get up there to the lead. But here comes Joe Della Vecchia. He's got the nose above Clinton Sear, and he now clears him. Joe Della Vecchia, he goes down under the 70 of Robert David Ballantyne. Pass for that lead trying to be made, but no, Ballantyne clears him.
Almost got me some Douglas.
Clinton Sear goes on the bottom. He's in the lead. And he takes the second position away from Joe Della Vecchia, but I'm not sure about that. Joe Della Vecchia now at the nose. Now Clinton Sear's on Joe's quarter panel. And here comes Luke Gray coming into the mix. Joe Della Vecchia making a pass for the lead. They're side by side, neck and neck, but then the 70 of Robert David Ballantyne, who has a consistently fast car, and he is actually running faster times than Joe Della Vecchia. He takes his first place position from the challenging Joe Della Vecchia as Clinton Sear. He's getting that second position from Joe Della Vecchia. Here comes Luke Gray under him as well. On the quarter. They're now equal, Luke Gray and Joe Della Vecchia. He clears him, and now he's trying to make a pass for the second position. That is Clinton Sear in that number 55 car. That's not enough. Clinton Sear clears him. Oh, no, somebody just tagged the wall. Looks like they were out of the driving line of others, I believe. So I think we should be green flag racing. Joe Della Vecchia makes his way around Luke Gray, and here's a pass for the lead. Clinton Sear, who's had a very fast car, he's trying to make a move under Robert David Ballantyne for that lead. He is still in the lead. At that time, Clinton Sear is running consistently faster times than Robert David Ballantyne, so it's a matter of time before he ends up clearing him. He's still trailing behind him on his bumper, waiting for the move to be made. And these front four of David Ballantyne, Sear, Della Vecchia, and Gray have ran away from the other six cars participating. Clinton Sear, he's just trying to work that bottom line, but he hasn't had the chance. Here's Joe Della Vecchia, who's gotten back. Here he is making a pass for that second position. He's got the nose. Oh, but then Clinton Sears go back, and he now has the nose over Della Vecchia, and he clears him. Clinton Sear is back in the second position after a challenging Joe Della Vecchia. He's right there on the bumper of Robert David Ballantyne. Clinton Sear is. But he's going to have to worry about Joe Della Vecchia before he focuses on the leader, as here he is again putting his nose right on Clinton Sears' bumper. He's wanting that. .55 continues to block him. Gave him his bumper a little tap as he goes high. Clinton Sears trying to get away from him by trying to get by Robert David Ballantyne. I'm not sure that will work, as here comes the 0.52 of Joe Della Vecchia. He's got the nose in turns 3 and 4. They get very close to each other there in turns 3 and 4. They're running consistent times with each other. Let's see, look there. Joe Della Vecchia ran the faster time. He's got a lot of potential in that 0.52. But before that happens, here is Clinton Sear making a pass for the lead. He's right there on the quarter panel of Robert David Ballantyne, but David Ballantyne clears him. And here's Joe Della Vecchia trying to make the pass for the lead. He's got the faster car. Can he make the pass? Oh, he does. New second place driver is Joe Della Vecchia in that 0.52 Caterpillar car. But I do not believe we've seen the end of Clinton Sear. Though even 7th place car Rob Malone, he is running faster times currently over Clinton Sear. Here's Joe Della Vecchia trying to make a pass for that first position that is currently held by Robert David Ballantyne. He goes under him again. He's on the quarter. And he still remains there as he goes low. Della Vecchia is a little bit faster than David Ballantyne. See what happens there. Yep, he's currently a 10th faster than him. He's still on the quarter. David Ballantyne still with the nose over him. And he clears him once again. As while these two are as Joe Della Vecchia is struggling to get by him, that's giving Clinton Sear time to try to get back by him. And here he goes, Joe Della Vecchia making the move again. Robert David Ballantyne clears him. He's on the quarter once again. Looks like Robert David Ballantyne is running the faster times again. Got a battle for the third. Luke Gray is making the pass there, and he does end up clearing him. Back up front, Joe Della Vecchia continuing to just be right there on the bumper of Robert David Ballantyne. Just hasn't gotten anything to work yet. Back there, his nose is on the quarter. Still though, David Ballantyne remains. They're now equal with each other. And Della Vecchia ends up clearing Robert David Ballantyne for that first position. As I say that, we got a battle for the third position. Clinton Sear ends up clearing Luke Gray for the lead. But we got Robert David Ballantyne making another pass for the lead. He's running 2/10 slower than Della Vecchia, but he ends up making the pass. He clears him, but crossover move from Joe Della Vecchia. They remain equal with Della Vecchia with the nose. They're only 300ths off each other with Della Vecchia having the faster car. And he does end up clearing David Ballantyne. But another crossover from that 70 Mobil 1 machine. And he clears him once again. Boom! Joe Della Vecchia gets into the bumper of Robert David Ballantyne. Tried to get him out of the way, but he holds his position. And new leader is Robert David Ballantyne after it being consistently back and forth between the two. And I do not think we've seen the end of Joe Della Vecchia. He goes low. One thing to keep in mind, though, currently, is that Joe Della Vecchia is starting to run lower on fuel. And I think right now he's just gone into the pits. And yes, that is true. Joe Della Vecchia, just as I was talking about his fuel, he's now gone into the pits, along with Art Peck as well. Both of them go there. And that now leaves Robert David Ballantyne with nice, clean air. We got a battle going on right now for the second position. Playing a game of cat and mouse. We've got Luke Gray and Jonathan Ross. They're running very close to each other. But, oh, looks like David Ballantyne now is going into the pit. And that now puts the number 29 of Luke Gray as the leader. But he's got a lot of competition for the lead. And that is Jonathan Ross. He is remaining right there. Waiting to see if he'll make a move. He's getting up there, getting close to him. But in the turns, he starts to extend the gap, but here he goes. Jonathan Ross is making the move. Wow, he just flew right by him. Jonathan Ross has now cleared that number 29 of Luke Gray. But here comes Luke Gray crossing him over. As we're nearing the halfway mark. Jonathan Ross is holding his line. Luke Gray, eventually we're going to see him maybe try to dive bomb under that 28 car. As more and more drivers are starting to go into the pits, here's Luke Gray now with the nose, and he's now cleared that number 28 of Jonathan Ross for the lead. But Jonathan Ross is maybe going to try to cross him over in turns 3 and 4. I'm not sure if he can get there enough. We've seen him get great runs in the turns before. And there it is, in the exit of 3. He starts getting great momentum. As he's on the bottom, he's got the nose, and he's cleared the number 29 of Luke Gray. He pulls up to block him. As they continue to stay out, I think about 33 laps is around the fuel window for these drivers. And Jonathan Ross and Luke Gray are starting to near that fuel window. And Jonathan Ross, he's starting to increase his lead gap right now over Luke Gray. But he's still staying consistently up there, as they're remaining very close to each other. Here's Joe Della Vecchia onto the scene. Looks like he's running faster times than both Jonathan Ross and Luke Gray. Joe Della Vecchia is. So I'm not going to be surprised if Joe passes them to get his lap back. He makes his way around Luke Gray, who is now on to pit road, which means that Jonathan Ross is currently still the leader, as he's got not a lot of competition behind him. And he can see Joe Della Vecchia is right in his sights. And he continues to stay out. The 28 of Jonathan Ross is. When he does pit, that'll put Rob Malone as the leader. 052 is not quite close enough yet, but he still remains on his tail. Only 4 cars on the lead lap right now. Jonathan Ross stays out. By the way, we are now halfway through this race. And the field has been greatly separated after the green flag pit stops. Got Jonathan Ross continuing to stay out. And normally at the halfway point, we're going to do pump up the volume. You can hear the loud sounds of the race cars, do a bunch of different close-up cams. And here it is. Welcome back to FND. That was Pump Up the Volume. Rob Malone continues to lead as he's gotten lap cars going by him. He's currently out of the fuel window. He's the only driver that has not gone into the pits yet. He has gone into the pits actually 4 times, but not recently. He has not gone into the pits in 30 laps. He's got the longest out of them, out of everyone, and he's got some lap cars behind him that are
83
waiting.
pitting.
And you heard that here. Rob Malone is officially now pitting this time by. Luke Gray has gone by him. Now he's got Clinton Sear making his way by him. And here he goes. He makes his way onto pit road. Currently in the second position, it's Joe Della Vecchia. So if he does end up making his way by the 83, he'll be the new leader. Excuse me, Jonathan Ross will be the new leader. Jonathan Ross is in turns 3 and 4. And he's now on the front straightaway. Rob Malone on his left side's no question. Jonathan Ross. Yep. He is the new leader here at Michigan International Speedway. We got a battle going on for the third position. We got Clinton Sear and Luke Gray and the 131 of Herndon, Brandon Herndon. All 3 of them are battling currently for position. Joe Della Vecchia is on pit road right now, just to throw that out there. He was supposed to be the driver to inherit the lead from Rob Malone when he went into the pits, but then after him, he went into the pits. Luke Gray is starting to near Herndon for the second position and the chance to get close to Rob Malone if they can get a good run. Jonathan Ross if they can get a good run. Luke Gray running that outside very close to the wall on the front straightaway. He's now got the nose over Herndon. Yep, he's got him. New second plate driver in second place. That's Luke Gray. Herndon didn't make the crossover in turns 3 and 4. But still, they're very tightly grouped together. So watch out for these 3 to continue to consistently battle, as here comes Clinton Sear into the mix. He currently has the oldest tires and feel on the track right now, just to throw that out there. He's still not in any risk of having to go to the pits yet. Clinton Sear's right there behind Herndon for the third position. He remains in the lead. Sear goes down. He's on. Oh, he was on the quarter. Looks like he clears him, though, as the 131 of Herndon is trying to get by Luke Gray for that second position again. He's on the quarter. Front nose is on the quarter. They're now equal with each other. Herndon with the nose now, I believe. Oh, he gets a little bit loose in turns 1 and 2. That allows Luke Gray to get a little bit of a jump. Luke Gray with the jump. They're now 3 wide. Here comes Clinton Sear on the bottom. Herndon makes the pass and he gets second. Now for third, Clinton Sear is trying to make his way by Luke Gray for that third position podium. But he clears them. Luke Gray does. So they now remain single file. They're still all 3 of them close to each other. As here comes Robert David Ballantyne. He's on the race to get his lap back. Think. He's still not setting faster times than them. But he's caught right up. We'll see after they go by the stripe what happens to the rankings. Yep. Robert David Ballantyne is currently faster than Clinton Sear now. After we go by the start-finish line again. We might see him catch up. Here he is. He's Clinton Sear. He's equal with Luke Gray for the 3rd position. Clinton Sear's got the nose, and Clinton Sear's now cleared the 29 car as Robert David Ballantyne makes his way by Luke Gray. And he now, if Luke Gray wants to get back up to the 55 of Clinton Sear, he's going to have to make his way by Robert David Ballantyne. Now, Robert David Ballantyne, speaking of Clinton Sear, he has his sights on Clinton Sear now as he's on the race to try to get his lap back from Jonathan Ross. Robert David Ballantyne, no. Now he goes low. He's got the nose. And he clears him. Robert David Ballantyne. Oh, crossover move by Clinton Sear. But Robert David Ballantyne gets the position. But nope, Clinton Sear. This isn't for position as Robert David Ballantyne. Remember, he's a lap car. But he's being very competitive. He's trying to get up front to Jonathan Ross, who is currently 7 seconds ahead of Brandon Herndon. If he can manage to get by Jonathan Ross and he has a fast car, watch out for Robert David Ballantyne. He does have pretty old tires though, only 21 laps. Fuel and tire window is about 33 laps. The drivers are starting to near that. By the way, Dave Swindell, I just now noticed this. Dave Swindell and Douglas R. Johnson have manually disconnected, which means that we're now down to 8 drivers with 5 on the lead lap. The 131 is starting to run from the 55. The field is pretty spread out for the most part. Green flag pit stops got everything shuffled up. Looks like Clinton Sear, he's making his way onto pit road right now. Because I think that puts Della Vecchia on the lead lap now. Or no, it does not. The field, though, is still dispersed. As now the driver on the oldest tires is Brandon Herndon in that number 131. Speaking of him, he makes his way now onto pit road along with Luke Gray. That leaves Robert David Ballantyne now as the driver with the oldest tires. And now it's only Jonathan Ross and Rob Malone that are on the lead lap currently. Only 2 cars. It's Robert David Ballantyne. He's now on pit road. The leader, Jonathan Ross, is now on the oldest. He's now on the oldest fuel and oldest tires. So before this race has ended, Jonathan Ross might not be your leader before this race ends, because he's gonna eventually have to go onto pit road along with the others that have. So since he is on oldest tires, maybe start watching the lap cars of like Joe Della Vecchia, Clinton Sear, Brandon Herndon to start to catch up to Jonathan Ross, as since he starts running on lower tires and lower fuel, he'll start setting slower and slower times. Robert David Ballantyne already starting to catch him. Can't believe it's only gone down to 2 cars on the lead lap. Only 2 cars. Jonathan Ross, it's been a dominant performance, even though he hasn't led all the laps. Joe Della Vecchia, Dale Robertson, he led the majority of the first half of the race, but while he was in the lead and doing well, he manually disconnected. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm going to look here. Did his receive throughput? Nope, he just manually disconnected. Maybe it might have been internet issues. You never know. That kind of stuff can hurt you sometimes. You're racing against the cars on the track enough, but sometimes your best competition can be your technology half the time. That would be crazy if there would be only 1 car on the lead lap. Jonathan Ross is a straightaway ahead. He's only got a straightaway to go to get up to Rob Malone. I've never seen in FND there only be 1 driver on the lead lap, but there's definitely potential of it happening. As Jonathan Ross continues to be the driver on the oldest tires. Rob Malone and Joe Della Vecchia also are in double digits, but they're... Oh, speaking of Joe Della Vecchia, he makes his way now onto pit road. Ooh, we are nearing 10 laps to go. Could fuel or tires, maybe they could play a part in who wins and who loses this race. It's Jonathan Ross. He's got probably maybe 9 more laps of fuel left. I'm not sure if he can make it or not. If he can, that'd be crazy. But if not, then the second or third place driver right now, they're thinking about that. They have a chance. Rob Malone definitely is going to make it. So if Jonathan Ross does have to make his way on the pit road or he runs out of fuel, Rob Malone should be happy to take the lead away from him. Ooh, a car pulls down on the apron. That's that 36 car of Art Peck. Looks like he gets back going. He's going to be one of the drivers. Yeah. Jonathan Ross gets by him clean. And thank you to the current 5 viewers who have stuck with us. We're now 10 laps to go here at Michigan International Speedway. Jonathan Ross currently has a 24-second lead over the 83 of Rob Malone, but that doesn't mean everything. The fuel window is about 33 laps, and he currently has 27 laps of fuel on his belt, which means he only has 6 laps of fuel left, and there is more. He's gonna have to go into the pits. Everybody else on the track currently will not have to make their way onto pit road, except for Jonathan Ross potentially, unless he can get the last bits of fuel out of that number 87 Monte Carlo machine. Got some people in the chat. Let's go, Rob. All right. Rob Malone definitely has a chance to win in that second position. If the only thing that's going to happen if he has the chance to win, if Jonathan Ross runs out of fuel, here's the moment that I was talking about. Jonathan Ross goes on to pit road, which means that Rob Malone, who's in the second position, is going to be able to inherit it from him. Yes, Atlee W Racing, this is the best part. Yep, Joe, it happened. He ran out of fuel. Rob now 22 seconds away, 14 seconds away. Jonathan Ross makes his way off of pit road, but that does not matter. Rob Malone has taken the lead here at Michigan International Speedway. Jeez, I did not expect fuel strategy. Rob Malone now is the new leader here at Michigan International Speedway in that 83 GM Goodwrench 87 Chevrolet Monte Carlo. And he is fast right now. He's definitely going to be able to make it on fuel, hopefully. Though he is the driver who is the farthest. Last time he went to the pits was 24 laps ago. I think he can get the last little bits of fuel out of that machine and be able, hopefully, to win the race. We're nearing 5 laps to go. Jonathan Ross is only 6 seconds away from Rob Malone. And he's running faster times than him. What happens this time by? Who's running faster this time by? Yep, continuing. Jonathan Ross still 6.5 seconds away. He is running faster times than the 83 of Rob Malone, whose fuel is starting to get close to the window. I'm pretty sure he's going to make it, but still not entirely sure. How's it looking this time by with the times? Yep, Jonathan Ross runs faster there. He's now gotten the gap to 5.999. Look, they're about a quarter apart from each other. He only has 4 laps to catch up, and he is only got 4 laps on his tires, while Rob has 27. Doesn't go in this time by. He's going to stay out, I think. Whether or not he's going to run out of fuel, I still think Rob is going to stay out as long as he can. Continuing to get closer to him. He's now 5.633. Jonathan Ross is. They're still about a quarter apart from each other, but the gap between them is really starting to decrease. Now we're at 2 laps to go. And Rob Malone, he's starting to re-increase the gap over Jonathan Ross. I don't think he can catch up to him unless on the final lap, Rob Malone runs out of fuel. I think he's got it. There we go, final lap. We didn't expect this, but then the 28 car of Jonathan Ross ran out of fuel.
Well, you'll push me, won't you?
Very close to the end.
Okay.
In turns 3 and 4, he's looking good. I think even if he does run out of fuel on the front straightaway, he'll still be able...
Actually, I'm going to finish with barely just a half a gallon left.
Oh, wow. He said he's barely going to finish with a half of a gallon left. Winner here at Michigan International Speedway. Part of the FND team, Rob Malone and the GM Goodwrench 87 Chevrolet
I just
Monte
skipped the
Carlo
first 20 of the last
is your
30
winner
just saving
here.
fuel just so I could at least hold on for a second. I really thought Jonathan was going to chase me down after he pitted. Good job, Jonathan.
Wow. What a race. Rob Malone is your winner here.
Enjoyed that one, guys. It was a great race.
At Michigan International Speedway.
A lot of green flag racing tonight. That's good. Luke, Brandon, glad you guys could come. Clinton, good to see you, bud. Art, Bob Valentine, Joe.
So here is the final results. Representing Club Great Plains, 4 seconds ahead of second place car Jonathan Ross. Your winner, congratulations to the 83 of Rob Malone. Finishing second was the number 28 of Jonathan Ross. Third was the number 131 of Brandon Herndon. Fourth was the number 55 of Clinton Sire. Fifth was the number 29 of Luke Gray.
Wow, that hurts big time.
Sixth was the number 70 of Robert David Ballantyne. Seventh was the number 36 of Art Peck. Eighth, number 052 of Joe Delavecchia. Ninth,
come back anytime,
the 388 of Douglas R. Johnson. 10th, number 1 of Dave Swindell. Finishing 11th was the number 27 of Josh Hall. Finishing 12th was the number 5.
I'm telling you,
Dale
this game is
Robertson.
brutal. Bob, I can't ask
Finishing
56
13th
seconds.
was the number 20 of Trey Ryan. And 14th
get.
was the number 17 of Brian Siberry. And 15th was the number 19 of Dude Conrad. Great win there for Rob Malone.
I can't answer that, sir.
Looks like he's not in the voice channel booth right now. We might wait a little bit longer.
Thank you, I appreciate it. We'll probably do the trucks on Tuesday night. I'm not sure where it's at yet, but I'll let you guys know this weekend. Yeah, Joe. Hey, I appreciate it. Did you have anybody show up for your practice that you had? Yeah, tenfold. Yeah, I've seen. I've known. I mean, I don't know Clinton, but have known of him and have raced with him over the years too. Seems like a pretty good racer. We had a good group of racers tonight. Some of them just had some bad luck, and I was just able to capitalize on it.
True. A lot of the races this year in the NASCAR Cup Series have been won by luck. For example, like at Bristol Motor Speedway, Joey Logano and Chase Elliott spun each other out, and then Brad Keselowski in third, he went on to win it.
Let's do a practice one night and see how it goes, and then we'll probably put it out there and we'll race them.
So I don't think we're going to get Rob.
Oh, I agree.
In the voice channel. That's okay, though. Thank you for joining us on Intensity Broadcasting for FND Racing Friday night at Michigan International Speedway. I am Atlee Atman-Weiss, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's race featuring the 87 cars and the exciting drivers from FND Racing. We like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch.
All right, Joe,
and
have a good
YouTube.
weekend, buddy.
Thank you to the 34.3% of our viewers who are currently subscribed, but still 65.7% of our viewers still are not subscribed. So make sure to do that. Also, turn on notifications so you're notified when we post. We're currently at 33 subs. And our goal right now is 35, so make sure to do that. And also follow on Twitch as well. Go on Facebook. You can get stream links to previous streams. Maybe if you missed one and you need a link, you can do that. Visit our website at www.intensitybroadcasting.com. And on our Facebook page and our website, you can contact us if you would like us to announce your iRacing League. And again, watch our Twitch and YouTube to see more racing action like this. Sunday, we're going to have race 3 of 4 of Sabbath Day Racing Series. We got Joe and Josh as our announcers. So that should be exciting. So make sure to tune into that. Hope to see you there. I am Atlee Atman-Weiss. Thank you for watching. Over and out.